Hey guys, we're here just letting it get set up and going live, making sure that our stream is working and that I've got visuals and everything on it working. So once that gets up and running, we'll get going here in just a short minute. So give me about 20 seconds and we'll be live for y'all. Hey, what's going on, guys? Tony here, CCxRC. We're live tonight for the first time in 2 weeks or so. I've been under the weather. I'm still not feeling great. I'm probably going to have that kind of like throaty voice that's kind of just gravelly because I've just been coughing and starting to feel better, but you know, it's not 100%. Let's just say that. So, yep, we're live and we're going to go ahead and get into this. Something that just came up because of a YouTube post that I saw just today. I thought, you know what, we should go on and we should talk about this. I wasn't sure what we were going to do live. And so, yeah. Looks like we've already got some people in here. Steve, how's it going, man? RC guy, Mac, RC King. Bunch of people in here. Max says Bronco for birthday next month. Michael Montgomery. Dave of RC Patrol. How's it going, guys? I'm not going to do like the hangout kind tonight. I might actually do that tomorrow night. Watch Instagram. I'll let you know if we're going to do kind of the group hangout experience. But tonight I just wanted to make this simple because I'm kind of under the weather still. Wanted to bring you a live video because I know a lot of you guys like it and being able to kind of talk and go through some things. But just want to go over kind of the status of the hobby because there's some really cool stuff coming out, it sounds like. But then there's also, you know, the other stuff that we're looking at and some of the troubles that we're seeing. And so just kind of want to see what you guys think. So we're going to have the comments rolling here, and they're already rolling. RC guy says video, Tony, or just audio. So let me guys know if everything's working. But yeah, so it's jumping in here. People in here. Nightmare in Action. Cody Springs just jumped in. Whereabouts 3105. So yeah, I know you guys have a little bit of a delay. So when I ask a question, I realize that there will be just a short delay in getting response. But so I wanted to talk about this because this channel that I'm going to talk about is one that it really got me into this hobby when I was first starting, saying, you know, hey, this would be fun to, you know, have my own channel. I didn't realize, you know, that there was such a big online presence for RC videos and all of that. And I was just putting them on my personal channel. And then I started seeing all these when I was researching new cars that I wanted to get. And one of them that I came across was Ozzy RC Playground as I was looking through cars that I wanted to maybe potentially get. I loved his videos, the speed tests he was doing. He was at that BMX park just jumping them and having a blast. And so he posted a message. It would have been yesterday now. I'm going to see if I can pull that message up for you guys here. And but it says, here's what it says. It says, I think it's time to hang up my boots and say goodbye to Ozzy RC Playground. My channel is currently demonetized with no word from YouTube on when it will go back on. Patreon contributions are diminishing every week. My views are dropping day by day, and my channel has been one of the slower growing channels among the few that I follow in this genre for the last 2 to 3 years. As a result, at the end of February, Patreon will get shut down unless there's a surge in patrons. It's time to admit I've been defeated, and perhaps it's time to close this chapter in my life and move on to other things. It continues on. It says, with all that said, I have a number of products I'm yet to unbox and show on the channel, and you'll likely see them in the coming weeks, but unless things take a dramatic turn for the better, I have a very strong feeling that 2018 will be my last on YouTube. I can no longer sustain the channel, and all the hours of work I put into YouTube are no longer being compensated. I'm sorry this has come I'm sorry it has come to this, but despite getting free products from manufacturers, suppliers, or distributors, they do not pay the bills. I'm a single father of 2, and I do all this on my own, so without the funds from YouTube, I can no longer continue. I thank you all for their support, but things don't look good for this channel at the moment. And as you can see, a bunch of people responded, 165 comments. One of them is mine, saying how he was kind of instrumental in me getting into the hobby, and just how kind of, saddened I am to hear this. So let me jump to the comments here. A lot of people coming in. I see Wayne just came in. I spent a lot of time looking down. He's saying good evening. Everyone's saying the stream's legit. We're working. Cody's asking, cheaper to buy a Yeti kit or convert my Wraith. We can talk about that in a little bit. Just ask that again later on so I'll remember. So yeah, a couple guys are in here saying that they are subscribed to the channel, and that they like the channel. And so yeah, so I'm going to actually be taking drinks every once in a while, because as I talk, my voice starts to slip into like this gravelly voice because of just whatever's going on and just trying to get over this cold. And so Cody Spring saying, yes, a great channel. He doesn't post too often. I think that's partly because he's having trouble with YouTube. Plus he went through some things in his personal life, and he was getting back into it. But when he does post his great stuff, he tries to do once a week. Yeah, so I don't know what YouTube is doing, how he's being demonetized, if it's only a few videos, if it's every video or his whole channel, because he definitely meets the criteria for monetizing his videos and making money. And I understand the amount of work that he puts in. You get these free products, but free is only so free. If somebody were to come to me and ask me to make them a promotional video, it would cost a whole lot more for me to do the promotional video for them than a free product. Typically, so in my work world, when I do video projects, to do one of these YouTube videos would probably bring in, a whole day of shooting, maybe a few days of editing, whatever. You're looking at over $1,000 probably in labor. And then if you have to rent any equipment from me for the shoot, so you're looking upwards of, $1,500, $2,000 for, a 5-minute video that'll go online. So, I mean, the money really isn't there in them giving you a $200, $150, $300 RC car, especially because there's an unboxing, there's speed runs now we're doing bash videos multiple times just to kind of show you guys, because really once we get the product from them, we want to make sure that we're honest and true to you guys and showing you what they're capable of. Just the other day, you guys are asking to put 3S in one of the cars. I said, okay, 45 amp ESC. I don't know that I typically do this, but it was sent to me, so if I destroy it, that's kind of the breaks in making sure that you guys don't go out and break yours that you put money into. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like, I understand where he's coming from, and so I don't know what YouTube has done to his channel. I don't know all the details, but it's really a bummer. I know that even Medic is saying the milestone that so many YouTubers want to achieve is to hit 1 million subs, and he did that at the end of last year. And then he starts posting all these things about these problems he's having with YouTube, where it's like, holy cow, like that's the dream. And if they're having issues at that higher level these guys are at, then what's that mean for everybody else? And the amount of time that you put into it, it's a full-time job. They're putting in 40 plus hours to make this stuff. And so, there are question marks. So anyway, it's kind of, there's that. Then we have Hobbico having issues, local hobby shops closing down. I just was looking at spring break stuff for my family and going down to North Carolina. And I looked, I'm like, oh, sweet, there's an RC track like right around the corner. And then I went and looked and it was closed. So I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think the status of the hobby is right now? It's hard for me to gauge because I don't have that hobby shop and see the people racing and all that stuff that we used to, that I'm used to seeing. And so it definitely feels like there's a slowdown. All the Google Plus stuff that, the communities have slowed down that I've been a part of. And part of it's just that I've gotten so busy in my own little social media world as the channel's grown that I don't have the same amount of time that I had. And so it feels different maybe to me than maybe some other people. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments over here, the chat. I'm going to go back over to the chat here and let's take a look at what some people are saying as I take a drink and try to get my voice back. Midlife RC, Josh is in here. What's going on, man? I got to go up a little bit. Buck Val, how's it going, dude? All right, so here's the new comments. Legendary Explorer wants a shout out, so he gets a shout out. Dave of RC Patrol, he almost quit last year because of a toolbox. I don't know what that is about. Tank's right, man. Hey, all keep having fun with RCs. I agree with that. That's where I'm at. Steve DeClark saying he likes his Race War vids. Those are a lot of fun. Expo Band is saying, just want to come and say, no, the hobby's not dying. It's just simply ebb and flow, the rise and fall of interests of individuals, if you will. Yeah. Some of the cool things is seeing what Traxxas is doing, and they're definitely coming out with some new stuff. Losi's got some new stuff coming out. Axial just released their newer kits. Traxxas has the Bronco as well for the crawler people. We're seeing a bunch of new entries in the crawler, the Red Cat Everest. So, it's kind of weird. You're seeing a bunch of things. Midlife saying, I never go to my local hobby shop, but when I do, it's jamming. So that's awesome. See, the past couple times I've been into the hobby town out by me, I don't know, I guess because I'm going during the day when maybe people are working and in school, and I'm not either of those right now. And so it's kind of a little bit empty, but I have seen some things. So, yeah, RC Guy says, notice you do a lot of humanitarian work on your other channel, props. Yeah, man, I used to. That was my job for 10 years. I recently quit. The travel is just a bit much with my kids, and so just looking at doing some different things. Brad is saying it's alive and well in West Michigan. All right, and that's the thing, guys. So I'm looking for places. Everyone's asking locally here. It seems like maybe it's an East Coast thing, but where can you run and race and do all of that? Now, I'm seeing it in Florida, they're racing. A lot of West Coast has races going on. And so that seems alive and well in places, and you watch it on Instagram. We just have nothing like that here. Roger Chevelle saying solid axle monster trucks. That's the one place that I am seeing locally here. The No Limits crew is keeping it alive, and so going to that's pretty awesome. Cody Spring says, all depends on the hobbies. Awesome on outside of racing and the hobby store. But what is hard for certain people, including myself, to keep up with is the money these young kids are spending. Yeah, man, it's definitely expensive. Buck says he just picked up the new Traxxas Bronco, man. That is awesome. Midlife saying could be also that people are tired of the time spent filming and focus more on enjoying the hobby. That's true. That's totally true. And hopefully, he'll keep up with that and keep enjoying the hobby for himself and for his kids. And maybe just, give up the time spent doing the RC videos if it's not paying off. I don't think it necessarily means getting rid of the hobby. But he's a big voice, and so is RC Sparks. I know he's been struggling and saying that he created a whole nother channel, so... But he's really picked it up as well. Steve saying all three of the tracks by him are always packed. That's awesome. All right. I'll go through a couple more here. West Coast in Canada is where it seems to be big, is what Midlife is saying. That's true. Oops, I just kicked my tripod. RC Motorsports says I'm going to be open up a 1/8 racetrack in late spring on Long Island. That's awesome. So I saw that there's locally a guy, probably an hour from me, that's doing like an oval track, but it supports like the bigger like fifth scale trucks as well, it looks like. So not only does it have like the oval racers with the really cool fairing, but it might be some place to take some of these new 6 scale electric RCs and race them. That'd be a lot of fun. Steve from RC Tranks and Trucks is here. His channel's been going gangbusters. That's been awesome to see. Roger saying, seeing Ozzy RC channel is done. That's kind of what we're talking about. And I don't know if he's announced it yet or not, but trying to figure it out. Andrew Kaufman saying he's seeing more people there. That's fantastic. I just can speak for what I've seen here in Virginia. Tank, everything now is online ordering, so if stores or manufacturers don't learn how to evolve with time, they will have to close doors. Everybody now is looking at their pocketbook first. Tank, that's so true. Yeah, I think if I were somebody to actually open a store, I would probably make 90% of my store be online and put a lot of the focus there. I might have a small section like allow in-store pickup, things like that, but not make it a big showroom. But I would love to also then have a track for the hobby as well. So yeah, that would be probably what I would do. Would be a big online store that has a track that people could pay to run on. I'd probably also do, around here especially, it's always tough to find something to do. So I might make it where I'd have rental trucks and people could come in and they could rent trucks to run, which would also maybe potentially drive buyers who would, buy their own trucks if they liked it. So, yeah, I don't know. RC Hobbies Lightsabers and all the other stuff says he's on the mission of making it popular in his small town. He's building a backyard track. There's a guy down the street that has a nice off-road track. And so I am seeing that. I'm seeing people that are pulling together, doing their own things with backyard tracks and such. It definitely makes it harder to work schedules around that because you don't have like open hours. But yeah. And I'm one, I'll pay a little bit more at my local hobby shop than I will ordering it online if they have it in stock and I can get it for a little bit more and just have it right away. I typically do that. Or I'll even have them order it for me. Roger Chevelle says, yes, he put it on Facebook. I'll have to go check that out. Midlife says, Tank nailed it. Prices should be a bit lower. He just ordered the Traxxas Bronco. Man, everybody's getting that. That's awesome. RC Guy says, Harley Designs has a good channel too. He has a very awesome channel. His channel, he's actually seems like he's doing more with, which is awesome to see. And his content's fantastic. I think when I first started in the RC, I actually got a couple videos here. I'm going to play. I kind of loaded a few in here for when I needed like a break to cough or something. And to cut to, because it's kind of also reminiscing for me, because a lot of these channels that I'm watching that are struggling were like, on this pedestal for me, like, wow, that's cool. Like that these channels are so awesome. I hope I could make content like that one day. And so, to see them being kind of miffed by YouTube and what's happening there. And everyone's saying, well, why don't, go somewhere else? We need a new YouTube. The problem is there's Facebook, and Facebook is trying their hardest to become the new video platform. But that's not good necessarily for creators, the people that put a lot of time into this, because Facebook doesn't allow you to monetize. And so I don't know that you're going to get the same consistent type of people who come here because they know, even myself, that you can make a little bit. I don't make hardly anything here, barely enough to pay for all the parts in the cars that I break on the channel. I'm looking at needing new diffs on my SMT10s, and it's just like I don't got the money for it. So I gotta wait. I'll probably only be able to race one the next month. But and I just ordered these beef tubes, and these aren't cheap. Where's my camera? Here. So these are, I got front and rear, and that's about $80 for one truck. I got 3 of them I got to outfit. So yeah, anyway, I lost my train of thought. Go back to the comments, man. But yeah, so anyway, I was just kind of reminiscing, and then I went back through, I was backing up a bunch of videos because, you know, money and stuff's tight. I needed a new computer because my MacBook just is not keeping up. It's old. It's 7 years old, and I'm trying to edit all these, you know, videos, and I couldn't get another MacBook. I went with a PC this time, which is just weird for me. I haven't had one in 16 years. I've been on Mac, and so that was just the jump. Is like, you know, for me, the people that are innovating is where I'm going to go. And right now, Mac 1 is more expensive. Plus, it doesn't feel like they're innovating for creators like other people. So I'm looking at that with YouTube and people, but it's like the one thing is with YouTube is that they really are wanting to make it so that they're rewarding their people for creating content. Facebook has ads and stuff like that throughout, but they don't share that. So with the people who are bringing you to the page to see the advertising. So anyway, let me hit back over to the comments here. Maybe we'll watch a video here. I found some that were like from some of my first videos, and I thought it was kind of fun. RPP Hobby is where it's at online, says Midlife. That's true. All right, Shen RC says a lot of shops closed down from the online shops, and the kids these days are into gaming so much, not too many into RC. I can understand that. The gaming has really increased in what you can do. I was just talking about that with something else, that looking for things to do here with my kids is tough. And I thought it was a Virginia thing because there was so much to do in Metro Detroit, from like laser tag, putt-putt. You know, there was bowling alleys everywhere. You could go somewhere and go out and have a fun, you know, evening or whatever. Here, there's not a whole lot to do. But, you know, so many of them just spend time gaming, you know. You don't have arcades like we had growing up because your video systems, game systems here are better than the arcades. So things have changed. And so I totally get that. Midlife saying his local hobby shop has rentals, mostly the Slash, which is totally what I would do. Make it easy to fix. Also very indestructible, lots of parts. Discover RC, that's good, man. Hope they stick around. Local hobby shops are cheaper in Canada since no shipping from US. That's interesting. That definitely helps the local hobby shops. What's tough is that our distributors also own hobby shops or online sales, and so they're competing directly with the local hobby shops, which is tough. So Earl says if I had the ability to drive anymore, I'd just go to the local track, which is the A main tracks. Totally. Discover RC, that's completely correct. Videos, YouTube is like having a whole nother hobby. It totally is. And so it's hard to explain to people, you know, when they're asking why you're not shooting, why you're not focusing on this car enough or that enough. And it's like, well, sometimes I just go out and drive it. I mean, it's a whole nother hobby to sit there and film it, edit it, put it together, and put it online. So you don't want to do that every time you take an RC out, or, you know, that there's just not enough time in the day. That's what it comes down to. Hi, Poppy's RC and Models. How's it going? Everything is online now. It's so much cheaper to buy overseas. This is in the dog pound saying this. Sorry. Everything is online now. It's so much cheaper. I need to get, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there's channels where you can actually see the comments on the side of the video, which is awesome when you watch it later. So now I'm going to go ahead and read this whole comment. But in the dog pound saying everything is online now. It's so much cheaper to buy overseas, and the availability of parts is getting much better. Just bought a Maximus from GearBest. I could not buy it here for the decent price. So in the dog pound, actually there is some part support, and there's some DHK that you can buy. There's a company, I think it's in Texas, that sells their products. The main distributor for DHK that was in the US was in California, and they closed, which is why I think so much of it flooded back over to GearBest and those buying up the parts. But anyway, there is an online, or there is a shop here locally if you need to order from the US for DHK. And they were somebody that they were talked about in RC Car Action, Big Squid. So DHK to me is, was a lower tier name brand, I guess, company that you can get in the US. They were talked about. So yeah. Audience for the content is the hardest to find. Controlled Chaos RC says that. And that's the other thing with leaving YouTube, is that the biggest audience is here for those people. So to say go somewhere else, like you could go to Patreon. That is another channel where you could put your content, but there aren't the people there to watch it. The people that come to Patreon, really, like I've called it on mine, is it's really like a fan club thing, where you can offer extra content to people. There's Vimeo, but it's a different type of viewing audience. There's Facebook, but Facebook is usually like Russian car crashes and people doing stupid stuff on motorcycles. And dude, you never know what pops up next in that feed. I mean, those things just autoplay the most random things. And I absolutely hate the Facebook video player. But yeah, anyway. The audience and the groups through Google and YouTube, I find for the RC has been the best. And so for them to move away, plus there's just not any monetization there unless they charge you to rent, I guess, their videos or to pay to watch them, which you can do through Vimeo. If you like made a movie and you wanted to make it available to rent or to watch by payment, that's available through Vimeo. But you guys don't want that. The nice thing with what YouTube does is almost everybody puts ads on their videos now, and they use that to pay a very, very, very small percentage to the video creators. So Steve DeClark says sold his Xbox for money for a new RC. There you go, man. I've been thinking about doing that. James says Charlottesville is pretty dead. Don't have anything fun. You got great places to run, just like the outdoors, but if you don't have the shops or the tracks and stuff to come together at. And that's the thing, is like it creates a local community. And that's what I'm loving, that you have Hobby Town, but that doesn't necessarily bring people together at a certain time. But with the No Limit place or the No Limit group putting together these SMT 10 racing or monster truck racing and Truggy, I guess they're no center diffs, so they're just independent suspension monster trucks, and I think there's the short courses. And so they make the like side-by-side races, which I think is a lot of fun. I dig the side-by-side races, but it's not the same as the longer jumps and laps and all that. So yeah. I just touched and the comments just went nuts. Somebody's saying Twitch. Twitch is one. There's not very many RC channels on Twitch right now. I just missed a whole bunch of comments and it just went. There's lots of people commenting. So okay, there's Poppy's RC says hi. Charlottesville's dead. Steve said something that they're all laughing. Oh yeah, they sold his Xbox. Roger says struggling to try and keep my kids interested in RC. They love gaming. That's something that we're going to see just in general. They'd prefer to play the game version of life than actually go out and do it themselves. RC Addict says that his hobby shops are closing. So we've got this like mix. You've got them both, you know, certain areas it seems to be dying. Other sides it seems to be going gangbusters. I'm seeing now Buck saying, I wish you can come out to California, the pro line for the pro line by the fire. There's gonna be a ton of people there. You're gonna see a big hobby community come together for that. RC Anderson is sponsored by my local hobby shop, and he loves the extra limelight he's getting. That's cool. Abby's saying that I should buy the Red Cat Gen 7. I don't have any extra RC money right now. All of my RC money just went right here to make videos for you guys. So I don't think I'm going to get any of the new Traxxas stuff either right now. Hobby shops are saying they don't have, Scott Zilla's saying they don't have the markup or the margin for the markup. Yeah. And well, the hard part is you have to stock so many things because there's so, in some ways there's a lot of people offering things. And then, so now that you've got this bigger spread of cars, they have to stock more parts. So that makes it more difficult as well for the local hobby shop. You know, almost all of them seem to stock a lot of Traxxas. Traxxas doesn't change a lot, which is kind of good for the local hobby shops. As much as people want to bash Traxxas, you know, they're not constantly changing their design to make the shops have to stock new shapes of parts. Axial had an SCX10, then they came out with an SCX10-2, and there's a whole new set of parts. Different skid plates, different things that you have to get, and that they have to stock. So that's one thing. But yeah, so you've got the Red Cat now they've got to stock. You've got Traxxas has got now a crawler that they have to stock, and then all the rims that people want. That with these scale things especially, we want it to be customized and look different than everybody else, or a lot of people do, and the hobby shops can't keep up with that. And so they got to pick and choose where they're gonna put their interest. And I would not put much into that scale scene beyond having the kits and some spare parts that break, because it's going to be tough to sell a lot of that stuff. All right, JPRC is here. He says, "Sup, Tony? I see it's harder to get new blood into the hobby. Your thoughts?" I would agree, man. And I don't know why. I would have, I'm trying to think of myself as a kid, and I would have died to get some of these things, and my kids even aren't that interested. However, the neighbor kids are stupid interested. They want me to bring them out all the time. And so it's weird to have that, my kids have access to, I've got way too many RCs to even keep up with, and they're not that interested. So yeah, it's tough. The gaming, I think, is part of it. However, the gaming, I would think, would make, it's kind of like gaming in a way. There's consequences, maybe. You break stuff, you got to fix it. Maybe they don't feel like fixing stuff. I don't know. Andrew's checking out. He says, "Good night, all." I agree with you. I hope it does get better. Breaking Silence says there's a lot of closed Kmart here in Michigan. That would be a cool place to put a hobby store with more than one track. That's so true, man. Even here. Kmart's just an interesting phenomenon in many ways, because they're a lot like some of these hobby shops in that they did not keep up with the trends going on in sales. And they just got overtaken by Walmart. What Walmart had to offer, the quality of their stores and their products. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, I grew up on Kmart, being from Michigan, so we have them here, and it's weird to see them close. But I also don't go in them because, they feel like the stores are actually stuck in the 80s, so. RC Must See is saying Twitch. I'm finally catching up to that. I don't even know how far behind I am here, guys. I'm just going to kind of scroll down here, try and quickly get through some of these. Tank says, I find that is more gaming for live video, and it's hard to do racing and scaling on live video. That there's people are liking the live videos more, and it does make it difficult. Hey Chris, what's going on, man? Stream started about 35 minutes ago. Chris Watson just popped in, asked when we started. Some people are saying gaming's boring. If it's the right game, I like it. Midlife says if Apple or PlayStation made RCs, the hobby would explode. Yeah, but if Apple made an RC, it'd probably start at $1,500 for a 10th scale. And then if you wanted a 5th scale, you'd be looking at about $3,000 because they're pretty much double the price of the rest of the competition. And it would have a lot of metal parts, I will say that, to make it worth the extra cost. People are laughing at that comment. Shen RC, Sears owns Kmart. Sears is in a much better position. I'm missing some stuff I just missed. Discover RC says gaming is even less exercise than RC. That's true. That's true. I don't let my kids game that much, though. We did just get a Switch, and they did love the Mario game, and they beat it. I was shocked. I don't think I could have. I didn't beat that many games when I was a kid. And they were actually harder, too, because you couldn't just start up where you were. The saves weren't the same. RC Hunter says small channels like him are taking off, so it depends on which click your social is. Jamin says he's replying to somebody. I think that's what is keeping people excited about the hobby are the new changes, but after Hobbico, you have to let things settle. I agree. Things are going to settle from that, and we'll see where that all is. Steve DeClark saying, where's all my Michigan neighbors? You got some in here, man. RC Tank says, yep, Discover RC. Darn it. You guys are commenting so much. They're moving. You're moving them on me. Says, yep, Discover RC. I hear creators saying it's harder for me to make videos. I need to buy more stuff to produce better videos. There's some truth to that, and there's not a lot of truth to that. You could use your phone if you have to. Oh, the blue light special. Ching. Shen RC, you get us, man. You know the blue light special. And they used to have Little Caesars in there. As a kid, I used to love there. He's saying RC is alive in NC. Bashing RC 24/7, man. So that's where we're looking to go for spring break. And I was looking on some of the RC spots. And the place where I was going to go, it's at the end of US 17. Shoot, where is it? South of Outer Banks. It's on the coast, but it's on the southern-facing part of the coast. And their RC shop had closed. RC must see. Do I think live streaming is going to take over? No. I think live streaming has its place. I think that it's cool to be able to take a night or a couple nights and just engage with each other because it's real-time interaction instead of just responding to comments. This is a great way to kind of quickly get through stuff. I probably spend more time than this responding to comments on videos than just taking an hour to just sit here and chat. But I think it's a neat medium. So yeah, I don't think it'll overtake the slickness you can put into an edited video. If Apple made an RC, you would have to upgrade the firmware on it every time you ran it. That's not true, Tank. You hardly have to upgrade the firmware on Apple. That was the reason people wanted to go to Apple. People are saying live streaming is awesome. Breaking silences in Flint. Man, I wasn't from Fenton, so I was right near you, man. See ya, Josh. It looks like I finally got to the bottom of the comments here. All right. Hot pretzels and frozen Cokes, blue light special. Yes, Meyer. We used to go to the cow, the Blue Cow, to get their white cherry Slurpee all the time, man. RC Tanks and Trucks says live streaming is great if you have a good connection. Yes, and I finally have a decent connection that's working all right. So guys, I thought, going through all this, when I got into it, I didn't even know that there was as many people into RC as there are. I thought it was just a small little local hobby shop. I just thought, I'd do some stuff for myself in my backyard, have fun with it. And so here's an old video that I put together. It was one of my first on my channel. I was a lot thinner 3 years ago, is something else I've realized. And anyway, here guys, see where I was at. This is like third video on the channel or whatever. When I finally made the channel, I think it was the first one I actually made for the channel. The other ones were on my personal channel. And so here you go. Thanks for stopping by CCxRC. I'm Tony, and this right here is my backyard track. I'm still fairly new to the RC world, and I'm still learning as I go, and as I watch videos and I go on forums, everything is really technical. It's a little bit above my level. Oh. I'm really looking for finding out about fast trucks, strong trucks, ways to bash better, catch better air, and some ideas for tracks that have some freestyle abilities, not just laid into the design of a racetrack. So what I'm trying to do here with my track is I'm trying to make it so that I can race it, but then build in little areas that are used for freestyle. So maybe instead of using corrugated pipe the whole way, what I'll do is I'll put in some dirt that could be a ramp to be able to cross through and just have fun when I'm by myself and I get tired of the layout, and be able to just catch some air, bash the truck, and hopefully it'll come out all right. And so I'll be showing some of the plans that I have for this, some of the tricks that I might come up with, and looking for insight that people might have about better ways to do things. So I'm limited on dirt, so my jumps are a little bit smaller. I can't have raised sections of the track. I've still got about 6 yards of dirt left to put into the jumps here to build them up a little bit more and kind of work out the track design. But I'm really excited about RC. I have a lot of fun with it. Trying to stay away from the technical too much. I'm getting into it, but so people like all the technical details about the trucks and the unboxings and things like that. And while I find it a bit interesting, I really like to see the trucks in the air, smashing into walls, crashing hard, flipping, and whether they survive or not. And so that's what I'll be doing with my truck here. I have a Losi SCTE10, and I'll be running it on here as I build this track out, hopefully crashing and catching some big air. Well, and there you have it, the beauty shot of the truck. A lot of dirt. It's been beat up. I've been bashing it. Not sure if it's going to land on its wheels. The jumps here are not symmetrical. There's different types of lifts. You just never know what kind of air you're going to get. And for me, that's what's fun. I like trying to control the truck in the air, trying to get it back on four wheels and keep driving away. I may flip a few times doing so, but hey, this truck has withstood a lot. I've bent the back shock towers here, but they're still working. I just have to pull them back a little bit to get the top on. I've got a little crack forming in the back bumper, but a year of heavy bashing like this, getting muddy, and this truck just performs. And like I said, this was the ready to run kit. It's fast, tough truck, basher, lots of fun. Bit of an expensive basher, but hey, that's what we're in it for. Lots of fun. It's like a video game, except there's consequences when you crash. So that's what I'll be doing here at CCxRC.com. Thanks for stopping by, and leave any questions or comments or thoughts that you might have in the comments below. All right, so that was some oldie but a goodie. That was back early 2015. And yeah. Somebody's in here, JPRC, saying if Jang from URC returns to the hobby, there could be another wave in the hobby. Man, that's so true. You know, out of all the forums that I was a part of, Ultimate RC was my favorite forum, and then they've had issues with it, and it's gone down and not been revived, and all of that community that was there kind of has fizzled. I've tried RC groups, I go on there, but it's not the same to me, so I still prefer URC. Shen RC is asking, nice, do you still have the Losi? I do. Still the original. Stuck. I did a pink body because one of the guys that was running it for some racing liked pink, and so I was actually at the No Limit RC race, and it wasn't painted, and I needed to get it done, so I just hand spray painted it while we were there, just real quick. Did it in about 5 minutes, something like that. But yeah, so that is the truck, still good. John was saying you can see you haven't changed your driving style too much. No, not at all. Still just crashing and bashing, man. Bashing RC 24/7 says haven't seen that video. Cool vid, thanks, man. But yeah, it's still a good truck. Needs some new diffs in it. I have new diffs downstairs in the garage. I'm actually working on the garage right now. Opened up a whole bunch of space, removed one of my saltwater fish tanks, and I've got my original bench back. The bench where I used to do all my videos, and so I now have it back. I need to get another light because I gave away the fluorescent light I had above it, but yeah, so need to do that. Also, guys, I don't know if you've seen this on Tank's channel. Something else I picked up. Got a Northern Nightmare body. Gonna go probably on the Max D, and then my little drifter car over there, speed car. Joseph Davis says build another RC track. I'm planning to. I've got the jumps, just 2 jumps out there right now, and I plan to build a track back there. I probably will. I have the piping still. It's just up against the fence, under all those leaves that are caught in it right now in the piping, but we've still, just the septic thing's been a nightmare. I mean, I can't even tell you guys, my backyard's just been destroyed ever since we had that septic system put in. The city's playing games with us. It's just been an absolute nightmare. We've spent so much money and it doesn't work. 2 years later, it doesn't work, and it's worse than before we put the new system in. The 35-year-old system was better than the one now because of the city regulations and what they want you to do. So it's taken up a bunch of the yard, plus that whole area where that track was is now where they've moved the septic, and you just can't even go there. It's a nightmare. Anyway, Shen RC, man, you always blow your diffs. Actually, the diffs in the Losi, this is the second time I've put them in 4 years. So those are pretty good diffs. Robert's Takeover says, hey, I have the V-Carb Bison and I can't take the tires off the rims. The only way to take them off is really to boil them, heat them up, get the glue to pop. You can't just take them off that easily. But a lot of those fast cars, you're going to get that ballooning unless you get the tires off and you tape the insides. All right, Tank's heading out for the night, man. Thanks for stopping in. Tank's saying that if you go to his channel, watch his latest shout-out video, and make a comment, you could get a shout-out in his next video, so that's definitely good. Shen RC, I do blow the diffs in the SMT10s. That's for sure. Those are just no good. Steve DeClark says he's been waiting for his freestyle RC. Did they take long? I actually got my ground pounder axle braces pretty quickly. So I don't know why that is taking you so long. Someone's asking if I've blown the diffs in the Cheetah. No, I have not. I have blown the pinion gears on all of them. The pinion gears that come stock on them, I don't find them to be very good, especially because you're running metal spur gears. And so I got Robinson Racing ones, and that kind of took care of that. RC tanks and trucks. Am I getting the new Traxxas? I don't know, man. If other people here get them and they can do racing or something, I might. There's not a lot of places for me to run something that size. Kind of like my Losi DBX LE. Not a lot of places to run it. If I can find a place to do some racing with them, or other people that we can run them together, maybe. But you know, a lot of the stuff that I buy to put on YouTube, and you know, I'd love to do it, but those things are going to get so much YouTube love that I'm not, you know, it won't get enough to make it worth buying, and I won't get enough running out of it for the enjoyment. So probably not right now. Which is a bummer, because I would love the ultimate desert truck. And the new e-Revo, I'll be honest. I'd probably like I would be more likely right now to get the new e-Revo because of where I can run than the desert truck. Baking them, that's it. Just put them in the oven. You just got to heat them up, get that glue to melt a little bit, and you can take them off. Don't boil them, I was wrong. You just bake them a little bit. Controlled Chaos RC says, thought about X-Max. Are you talking to me, Controlled Chaos? I have an X-Max and I love it. Somebody's saying, they're thinking the same thing, that I run the X-Max. Yeah, I can run the X-Max because I can jump it on the BMX trails. I can't jump I don't think I would take the desert racer truck out there. It's not the right type of terrain, not the right type of jumps. If I'm going to jump it, I want to go long, not up. I don't have really very much room in my backyard to run the X-Max. I'll do it just to hit jumps, but it's really not big enough. Flying Ryan packed with 120k subs. Wow. He went missing for a little while, I thought. I hadn't seen a lot from Flying Ryan. Is he back? I'm trying to pull it up right now. He went months without posting anything, so I reached out to him, but I didn't hear back from him. 10 months ago. 102 subs. RC guy says, do you think the e-Revo is similar kind of to the Cheetah? I do, but it's bigger. I have the older e-Revo. It's just a bigger. I was shocked at how much bigger it is. It's more like an 8 scale. Excuse me. Fishing string around the tire is another solution for keeping them from ballooning. That's true. Good night, Abby. Hope you have a great night. The Roberts takeover. The new e-Revo is just pure greatness in RC. That's funny. RC Hunter, you're saying Flying Ryan packed with 120k subs. Is that a different Flying Ryan, or I'm missing what that comment was from? I might have jumped past something. RC Tanks and Trucks is smaller than the X-Max, though. Yeah, I mean, if it's not very big, I'm gonna wait and see how big it is. Because if it's not, I mean, the 5th scale Losis look amazing. I would be tempted to almost get one of those, a Losi 5T. I've wanted one for a long time. if I don't feel like the Traxxas is big enough to make it worth getting over like a 6 scale or over a 10 scale. Oh, Control Cast saying Flying Ryan's still MIA, taking a break. Yeah, it's been almost a year. But I totally understand, man, especially when you're doing the review stuff. It gets older and older and older. When they come in, you know, the first when you get the review stuff, I mean, you shoot the review within 5 minutes of, you know, getting home and seeing it on the porch. Now, like, I've got a huge box unboxed over there that's been sitting here for a week. I've got the boat that I need to get out and I need to get in the water. You know, it becomes more of a chore or a task in some ways because so many start to come in. And so maybe I'm guessing that's what happened there is he just needed a break where he can say, you know what, I need to get some other stuff done. James Price. Oh, yeah, you just scored a bunch of the nitro stuff. I don't know anything about the nitro. Mohammed said, where our so car is Xmas? Xmas? I think he's talking about the X-Max. But that's, I don't know. We'll have to get the question again. RC Hobbies is saying Killer Off-Road Hobbies is good. Yes, I agree. I like Killer Off-Road Hobbies. It's one of the channels that I really like to watch. So Gary does a great job with his reviews in depth. He goes very in depth with going over the RCs and giving a good review on them. Let's see. RC Tanks the Truck says, totally agree with you about the inspiration to do the reviews. You've seen me doing a lot more with the custom stuff, getting back into, you know, kind of where I want to be doing and exactly what I want to be making and building and driving, because that's kind of where the enjoyment is. RC Hunter says LPR S10 Blast, just reviewed it, hit the wall 30 miles per hour. That does sound like good viewing, man. I'm going to have to check it out. I haven't seen that one yet. RC must see, good problem to have. It is and it isn't. It is and it isn't. You know, you wish that you had more. I would rather be doing more X-Max stuff and doing upgrades and doing all that. But there's the cost that goes with it. The time is being taken away to do some of the stuff that I want to with my other rigs because I'm having, you know, maybe I take one of them out, but I break it. And, you know, there's kind of a responsibility. At least I take responsibility that I want to keep running them because I want to see how they're going to do over time. I typically don't review them. I'll show them working and show, you know, give impressions, but until I have enough time and enough runs on them, I don't want to review them. And at that point, I'll talk about what maybe I had to do, like the Robinson Racing spur gears that I put into the JLBs has made a huge difference on those. So things like that. I just want to see where break points are and talk about it. JPRC on the chore part, his HPI venture is still in wraps over 2 months. Wow. RC Addict is saying peace. Steve's leaving. Oh yeah. See you, Steve, man. Have a good one. I don't know why YouTube keeps hiding some of these. I'm trying to go back and unhide them. Sorry, guys. Man, there's a lot of comments that I'm trying to keep up. I had another video to show. Another old one. Not a basher, but Rich do bash is insane. Totally. RC Hobbies, lightsabers, GearBest really sends you totally free cars. Yes. Yes, they do. And I say that in every one that they send me. I buy some of them. I bought printers from them. I bought RC cars from them. I bought parts from them. But they do send me totally free cars to do reviews on. But I try and break them. If I were to buy them, I would treat them differently than I do when they send them to me for free, because I want to make sure that they're tested for people that are buying them. Buckvale saying custom's the way to go. That's true. I love custom stuff. That's what I love about these monster truck guys that I'm hanging out with No Limits. The custom work that they do to their monster trucks is insane. Kind of like the scale guys for the trail trucks. Yeah, so many custom chassis and just parts. And so that's why I bought the welder. I want to start getting into maybe building some custom parts for my own cars and kind of changing some of the video content that I do. Trying to catch up on comments here, guys. Breaking Silence, has any of you all seen the RC girl? I just started watching her. Yes, she's fantastic. Should have way more subs. Her video content and her stuff is amazing. And she's going to her subs are going to go through the roof. Steve's heading out. He's got a doctor appointment, man. See you, Steve DeClark. How's it? I was going to ask you how the SMT's coming, but I'll ask you later because you're going. Jamin RC is saying if one wanted to take the challenges of multiple reviews from a distributor, how would one go about it? You can reach out to the distributors. That hasn't worked even for me too well. I'd reached out to Arma and showed them a bunch of my big BMX trail bashes, and they loved it. And then they sent me to Hobbico, who's their distributor in the U.S., and said, hey, here's this guy. We'd love for him to do review for us on some of our stuff. And then when the new Arma stuff came out, I said, hey, so I talked to Hobbico, said, oh, well, all of our units that we do for reviews are already gone for Arma. And so when all the new stuff just recently came out, I kind of reached out to him again and said, hey, remember me? I'd reach out to Arma, and they contacted me with you, put me in contact with you. Is there any possibility of reviewing some of the new cars coming out? And so they say that they all are earmarked for certain people to do reviews. And so I got the Sentin 4x4, which is awesome, but it doesn't do the BMX trails where I plan to go. So and what I pitched Arma on, so I haven't had any luck. Traxxas, they don't really, unless you're Dude Perfect or Roman Atwood, good luck. And then, it's tough. I'm not looking for people to give me free ones. It's nice in some ways to say, hey, I'd be willing to do this for you and show you stuff. And but I always say I'm going to be honest about it. If I don't like it, I'm going to say it. And I don't know if that scares people away. I told GearBest that too. And but they were willing to send stuff because they reached out to me, and so that was the difference. Banggood, I can't, they're not sending me anything. They sent me one really junky drone, and I said it was junky, and they didn't send me anything else. So, yeah, it's tough, and especially if you're going to be honest about it. Now, there are affiliate causes in a way. So if you get people to buy them, then you can make a little bit of commission off of that on top of, views or whatever. And so there's incentive there, but I can do the same thing with Amazon. So an XMax I can put a link to, and I can make money off of it. If somebody clicks on that and buys an XMax, they could buy soap, they could buy anything as long as they went there from that link. You can make a little bit of money off of that. It's called affiliate marketing, and so it's tough, because my goal is to be honest with you guys. My goal isn't to mislead people just to make them purchase so I can make money. I'm a horrible salesman. If you ask my wife, I just sold a $300 wave maker system for a saltwater fish tank for $50. If I were to buy it from somebody and they said, "Oh yeah, man, this just goes for $300. It's used. I sell it to you for $150. It could be 3 years old, and I would probably say, "Oh, that's a great deal." But say it comes to me trying to say it's worth something to somebody else, it's like, well, I really used it. It's kind of dirty, and I'm a horrible salesperson. It's not my calling in life to be a salesman. So let me take a drink, guys. I wanted to do this live thing, but I'm not well yet. So, gentlemen, the main thing I would say is that start getting in you don't have to make videos to get review stuff. If you are a frequent commenter over at rcgroups.com and you get posts started and you are thorough about your reviews, some of those guys do a whole lot more work than I do and do pictures of it. Well, maybe it's the same amount of work, but they take everything apart and they take caliper measurings of every little piece so you can see the sizing and every little detail, ripping the part apart. You can't do that on video. Nobody would want to really watch that. It's too long. But they'll do photographs of it and they'll put it up on there. And so those guys get some review vehicles as well because they're so thorough. For YouTube, it's really about getting a following going. And that's, again, through being a follower and being good with people. And I still, whenever I can, get on YouTube and watch videos. And then I'll go get my phone and watch. If I'm watching something and it strikes me, I try and grab my phone and find that same video and make a comment on it. Because it's really about building up. So good night, Roger. RC Hunter, what advice do you give us young channels? I actually just posted a video, 12 steps, I think it was, 10 steps, for growing your RC YouTube channel in 2018, I think. Let me see if I can get you a link here. I did a live video on it, and I went through and I talked about everything I did, basically, in order to grow my channel, which isn't necessarily the perfect remedy for everybody, but I think there's a lot of really good nuggets in there that can help anybody grow their channel, especially in the RC community using Google Plus and the forums. I tried to do it with my fish channel the same way, and it didn't work because there isn't the communities necessarily set up the same way as with the RC to do it. So these tips kind of work very specifically for this because you can go in and you can post your videos and share and show what you're doing. Other things, it's just not appropriate to just be like spam. It feels like spam when you're posting your videos. But with the RC, if you're showing people what you're doing and you're bashing and all that, or your trail run, people want to see that. So it's a little bit different. So I'm actually on here right now. I'm looking for the video to get you a link. But if you look, I don't know, it's maybe 8 videos back. Since I've been sick, I haven't been able to put out as many as normal. It was before I did the Hobbytown racing and the scale garage with my friend, and I am looking to do that more. Go out to people and show what they're doing. Here it is, 12 tips to grow your YouTube channel. So let me get this link for you. It actually doesn't have very many views. I thought with the name and the title like that, it might do a little better through a more common audience. What's funny though is even here on YouTube, my audience is limited on what they will watch, and what it can bear and it can handle. So let me see here. I missed a bunch of comments. So, Jamin's Harsey Hunter, what advice would you give? That's what I just did. Your LRP Blast 2, what could you do to make it faster? I could change the gearing and I could change the motor and the ESC. The motor and ESC can only handle so much power being put through it. So, but what you could do is you could run a 2S and you could change your gearing so you could get some of those speeds that are a little bit higher. So basically, I would just change my pinion gear to start with. Make it bigger to go faster. Controlled CCxRC says there's a lot of controversy over free given RC reviews and true purchases for reviews. They seem less biased. There's truth to that, I guess. But they're also not going to take it out and beat it up the same way that I take out these free ones and beat them up for you guys. So you wouldn't see me throwing my something that I just paid the money for into trees like I'm going to take the ones that I get for free. But that's because I have enough of them that it's not like it's a benefit for me to get it free anymore. It's just kind of like, well, let's see what it can do. Let's see what it can handle. And so, yeah. So there's some truth to that, but there's also not. Maybe if I was getting all the traction stuff free or all the Arma stuff for free, I'd be like, yeah, Arma's the best. But, you know, these things, I don't have anything that ties me to, you know, the cheetah or the bison or whatever. So, you know, once I've had it, and now I've got like 3 of the JLB cheetahs, it doesn't do me any good to just keep saying it to get more JLB cheetahs. So there's truth to that, but there's also not truth to it. And because I don't have to spend money on it, I can just push it to the ragged edge and see what it can do, because I'm not too worried about if I break it. I will just use that to park car my other one that I have. And then show you, okay, this is how far you can take it. I think what's and I'm always honest about having gotten the car for free. And so that's something different. I do think that there are channels, some very big ones, that get free stuff and they don't tell you that they get it for free. And so that might be a little bit more hairy. But yeah. RC Hobbies Lightsabers, I only have 6 subs, but you're getting some views. How do I improve? The main thing is to sub people and to post places and be a part of a community. And that's one of those 12 steps that I posted. So, yeah, it's the biggest thing that I can say is be a part of a community. There's easily a community of like 50 people you could join on Google Plus, and if you can start with those 50 subs and build it to 100, once you hit that 100, start pushing for 250, then push for 500, then push for 1,000, and just continually grow. Like, I was shocked when I hit like 7,000 subs late in November or something, and then it's just kind of gone crazy the last couple months, and you know, I had 5,000 more subs kind of jump in. It was nuts. So once it starts to happen, it starts kind of, it's like it gains speed and momentum like a rock rolling down a hill. But also being in here and also linking each other and seeing each other and saying, hey, I don't know this guy, I'll go sub him. Just click on the link in the chat, their name, and sub people. Because subbing each other just helps. So that when somebody else who might not be part of a group sees it and they're like, oh, that guy's got 200 subs, you know, his content must be, you know, worth watching, then, you know, again, it grows from there. Controlled Chaos RC says his channel is 1,300 videos and yet low subs. Getting the audience, having audience again is hard part to achieve. Agreed. And the best way I found again to having or getting an audience is to be an audience. Says here I'm subscribed to you. I'm only seeing. So where does it say how many videos? Hold on. Sometimes their numbers can be a little bit. If you put other people's videos into playlists, it can kind of skew numbers a little bit. I know you got a ton of videos on here. I don't know how much you do talking on the videos, but that's another way. Instead of only having run videos, is to have a personality behind the videos. It's tough to do. I tell you, I hate doing this stuff in front of the camera. RC Hunter says $10 for my bison. No way, man. That's one of my favorites. I love that thing. I really do. I got it all nice and fixed up again. And I can't wait to get it out. Hopefully I get it out run. It's so muddy back there right now. Poppy's RC, man. Good night. Have a great week, man. Hopefully you guys don't get any of this sickness and cold going around. It's a pain. Joseph Davis, how can it prevent a gear from breaking in a Traxxas Telluride? What gear are you breaking, Joseph? Is it the small pinion gear on the motor? Is it the one that motor, the pinion gear goes up to, which would be your, I'm blanking, your pinion and your, sometimes words just escape me. Somebody help me out here. Why am I blanking on this? The spur gear. Or is it like in your diffs? Where's the gear that you continually are breaking? So because you've got one right off your motor, that's small and screws on there, and then you've got the one. If you're breaking those two, a lot of times it's that you have them too tight. Your motor is pushed up too close and it's too tight and it's breaking teeth off. Shen RC, okay, big question. Do you sub everyone who subs your channel or only sub back to ones you're interested in? Okay, that's changed for me because YouTube no longer tells me when people sub to my channel. When it used to, if it was RC related, I subbed them back. If it wasn't, if it was gaming related, I didn't sub them back. I didn't mind having a flood because the YouTube homepage kind of goes based off of people that you kind of watch a lot anyway. Even if you're not subbed to them, if you watch it a lot, it tends to show up in your homepage anyway. And usually there's not so many people posting at the same day that it's that hard to look through on the left side of your screen when you're looking through your subscribers to find new content. Thank you guys. Spur gear. I'm just seeing it now. It's such a delay. But I did remember it on my own. Okay, so we gotta get a lot of Spur Gear comments popping up. um, Albert Lopez says, I love the hobby. Wish there was more advertising for the hobby. We do have a public track in Burlington, Washington. Would you host events? Um, are you meaning you? Would you like pay to host events there, or how do you mean? Hopefully, the hobby shop would be hosting events there. Um, I'm trying to push the no limits stuff because I'm now trying to race in that. I'm gonna try and push it by doing videos of the racing scene there, and maybe even start building some stuff up ahead of time to let people know about upcoming stuff, or maybe the upcoming year, and then maybe put in some of the places that they're gonna have them. I don't know exactly yet, but. CCxRC, it's funny, I don't get any notifications of subs either. That's strange. Yeah, after a certain point, they stop, maybe because it just would annoy you with getting the updates about the subs. I do go through my channel, and you can look through on the left-hand side subs, and I try to once every month or two go through and see who's subbed recently, and go through people and try and sub them back. But I can't go through all of them because it's right now it's been like 800 a month or more, and so it's just a lot to go through and see what type of content they have, as well as shoot videos, make videos, fix RCs, run RCs. It's just a lot of time spent. Alright, so I need to post that link. Go back to the comments here. I'm trying to check stuff on the backside. RC Hunter near 200,000 views. Not bad for a tiny channel. No, man. Not at all. How long ago did you start? They do host events. Okay. That's good that they host events. Yeah, it's tough how would you advertise through Facebook? But then again, you only have the market of who your influence is with, and how do you increase that market? That's the tricky part. James Price says, "Are you coming to Richmond races for no limit?" If I can get my trucks fixed, yes. Even if not, I might run my ground pounder. I don't know. So I definitely want to go. I just have to get something running. So. Yeah. My diffs are blown though. And I don't want to buy new ones that aren't hardened. So. CCxRC says, yeah, I'm starting to get overwhelmed with it all now. Yeah, man, your channel, you've been doing a ton of stuff. RC Hunter, that's great, man. For a year, 200,000 views. That's fantastic. Crazy. I'm watching the stream right now. 32 people watching. At the peak, we had 60 people watching live. That's just crazy. I finally found out the way to not have to find my own video streaming live is actually to go into the live streaming stream now, and it has the chat, the video, super chat, all that kind of stuff shown. And Shen, I really was jealous of your Clodbuster when I saw it. That thing's so awesome. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot more monster truck stuff as I do more of the no limits things. I want to find a way to do it kind of like Trigger King does, where I can maybe show the last 3 or 4 races per class, and then do classes. And so just show the last 4 races of a certain, the Pro Mod monster trucks, or the, solid axles, or the vintage Clodbusters, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to do eventually. Jamin RC, who the figure out by the TRX4? It's one of those little RC 4-wheel drive dudes. So I actually bought him for the mud truck, and he didn't fit. And he was too expensive to cut up and put in there. His legs were not fitting. But he's very moldable and, you know, bendable and all that. His feet move. Got a hat you can take on and off. Jackets, clothes. But he's from RC 4-wheel drive. I think they run like $35. And I was going all out for that mud truck, and then it didn't fit. Shan RC, if I get a Claude, it's going to be stock, because that's what they race. RC Addict says, anybody got any cool RC events, meetings in Cali? Proline has that fire one coming up by the fire. Anyway, guys, let's see. We've been going an hour and a half. Somebody was asking they want to see the video, the last video that I was talking about. Let's see. This is an oldie. So when I first started, I had the Gravedigger Traxxas Stampede, which I still have. The Losi 10 SCTE, which I still have. And the RC10B 4.2, which I still have. Two-wheel drive buggy. It needs a little bit of help with the ESC or the motor. I don't know which one. And so I need to try and problem solve that. But when I first was going out to the trail, so this was my third RC, I guess. So I had the monster truck, the Stampede, the Losi, and then when the Losi went down and I needed something else to run, I bought this two-wheel drive so that while I was working on the Losi, I would have something to run at the track. I bought the Team Associated. And anyway, eventually I took it out and I did some big air with it up at the BMX trails. And it was the first time I really had a truck that I could, or a car I could control in the air there, because I've never taken my Losi there. I don't know that I ever will. But anyway, that's to set this up. And let me answer a few questions first. RC Hobbies is debating on a ridge crest, an MT, or keep it his scale crawler. Control Chaos RC is asking how many trucks do I have total. I do this a lot. I have to count. It's somewhere over 30 right now. It's a lot to keep up with. This is the latest one that I'm actually doing a review on right now, the T-Magic E5 HX. And this is actually the current state of my sticker bomb SMT10. Snap the axle housing. But here is the quick video of that RC10B 4.2 at the BMX trails. Give me a second to get my throat cleared out from being dried out, and then I'm going to look over some of the comments, so when I come back we can answer some of them before we wrap. what I'm talking about. All right, guys, so I had to say to take a quick drink and get my voice back. I did miss a question from the RC owner. Said, Tony, do you support channels like mine or just skip by them? And apparently I'd skipped by yours so far, but typically yours would be one that I would have subscribed to. Usually if it has more than 50 or 100 subscribers and it's RC related, and I see the sub, I will go through and I will subscribe to that channel. I'm subscribed to quite a few channels. If I pulled up my list, can it show how many I'm subscribed to? I see how many are subscribed to me. I'd probably have to go to my home screen to see how many people I subscribe to. I don't know where that count is. I'm subscribed to quite a few people, and their stuff filters through, and I hit a lot of times. Maybe we can pull this up. Let me see here. I might be able to show this to you guys on the live video here. I'm trying to get to my home page. I definitely don't subscribe to as many people as are subscribed to me. I will say that. But I subscribe to quite a few people. Which, if YouTube didn't have a good algorithm for trying to find the content that you like, then that would be very difficult for me on my home screen. So I'm trying to see if it shows subscriptions. Hey, why doesn't it show a number? I wish it would show how many people. Trying to find where it might say something about the number of my subscriptions. And an internal server error from YouTube. You know what? I can show you guys this stuff. It's not anything I'm worried of back end stuff that might get me in trouble with YouTube. That's always the worry, is that they have restrictions on what you can show as far as their analytics things go. So, all right. So we are going to go to the YouTube channel here. Shows that we're live now. All the behind the scenes not shown. So it shows my subscriptions here. And I've got Good Mythical Morning. I don't know if you guys watch that, but you should. Funny stuff. So not all of them are RC related, but almost all of them are RC related. YouTube creators, drone camps, Overkill, URC, which somebody had mentioned before. Daryl Eves, he's a guy that talks about YouTube creators. He's very good with basically things related to, maybe growing your channel, things like that. Casey Neistat, Steel, Everyday RC, RC Militia, RC Life On, RC Girl. You can see I've got a ton of people that I subscribe to. Some of them are friends. Some of them are that are not YouTube related. There's a few fish ones that are really big that I like to have show up in this feed as well, because on my TV, this is what I have signed in as my CCxRC channel. But you can see that I definitely... Grace Vanderwall, I have her in here as well. Nerdly. I actually really dig Grace Vanderwall's music, so don't judge me. Dollar Hobbies. Man, I haven't heard from them in a while. But you can see, I'm only halfway through. So I've got a bunch of people that I'm subscribed to, and I don't try to not do it. I'm a little bit more leery about the whole sharing thing that they've got going on now. People have been saying they want to share videos with you through some sharing setup, but that's not something that I I know much about, actually. So, Fern Dog 310. But yeah, the list goes on and on and on. So I hope that answers that question for you. I'm not trying to hide away from anybody or any of that. So not subscribe to people. But if I could show you guys, I wonder if there's a way I can easily get in there. Maybe through the live dashboard. So here's you guys. And we're in the live, but I could do maybe community. So this is the back end that I see. And so here you can see subscribers. And so I just get a bunch. And, not a lot of them are RC related, but I'll try and go through and see, who it is that's subscribing to me, if they look like they're RC. And I have to keep hitting this load more. There's no easy way to do it. Like here, JTRC just subscribed 4 days ago, and I am subscribed to them already. Luby Bochum, I don't typically do a lot of the drone stuff, but I'll a lot of times just go and see if they have other things. If it's only drone, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Because I'm not a big fan of just watching flying videos. If they're going to talk about how it works, then I'm cool with that. But so yeah, it's tough. And so the other thing I'll do is I'll see who the most popular people are that are following and see if I've missed any there. And so here's one that's a gamer, but I didn't follow because it wasn't really something that was RC related. I thought was something that I would want, to have flooding my feed. I'm not a big gamer, so I don't want to leave these people's stuff up here in their names forever. So I'll just jump away from that. But yeah, so you can get an idea through that I'm one for growing communities, and I go and comment on a lot of people's videos. If they say, hey, check out my stuff, a lot of times I'll go and do it and I'll comment on their videos. They may have, 2 videos that they've posted, and I'll go and I'll sub and I'll comment on the video. I'm just a regular dude like everybody else. And it really just comes down to time, if I've got time or not. And if I've got time, then I'm more for building community and helping people out. So, yeah. All right, so I was away for a little while from the comments. RC guy saying good night. Joseph Davis, do I still have the Gravedigger? I do. It's not assembled at the moment. It needs a motor and an ESC and some wheels. I've actually got the wheels down here, and I've actually got a motor to put in it and an ESC. I just need the time. So that's that answering that question. Earl RC says usually lurking on YouTube during the day. So he watched a lot. It says currently disabled and unable to work, so most days I just watch RC videos and movie or comic book related vids. So, man, I'm not working at the moment either, and so I feel you. I'm helping homeschool one of my kids right now, actually trying to get him caught up on some stuff. So that's actually taking up more time than I thought it would. So even not working when I thought I was going to really devote a whole lot of time to this, I've really got about a 4-hour window in there to really work on it. But there's also other stuff that gets into that 4-hour window that I have to do. So yeah. Chris T says, I thought the hobby was growing. That's what I'm asking. I don't know. With all the closings, it's weird to think that the hobby is growing when the biggest distributor, one of the biggest distributors, is basically restructuring because of bankruptcy and debt. RC guy said goodnight. Chris T, does Hobbico own Arma? Hard to believe that they're bankrupt. Yeah, they also own Axial. Or they don't necessarily own them, but they're their distributor. And Discover RC, what's YouTube going to do? Demonetize? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they'll do. The main thing I know that they worry about is showing the money side of it all. So I try and always hide that and not get too specific. But, I mean, there's definitely stuff out there that says I just don't want to show what numbers they're doing. So, yeah. You saw Logan Paul. Am I really subscribed to them, Discover RC? I don't think I am. That's not something I don't usually typically watch. I do watch Roman Atwood, and I do watch Casey Neistat. And I do watch Boogie 90210. I don't know what it is. I don't know his number, sorry. Boogie 90288 or something. Coming at you live through the power of the internet. Scottzilla saying Discover RC, love your channel. Yeah, man, he's got great stuff. ESP is on here. He's got a little farting truck in his thing. Little blue car dash. That's awesome, man. Good evening, Josh, man. Thanks for stopping in. Chilling like a villain. Anyway, guys, it's we've been going for a while, and topics gone all over the place, but I personally don't really think the hobby's dying. In some ways, it's kind of clicktastic, I guess. I don't know if that's a word, but it definitely at times feels depressing, you know, when the people you watch a lot of the times go missing for a while or MIA, or they talk about having to stop because what YouTube's doing to them. Or you go through what Hobbico's, you see what's happening there. And then, my local hobby shop, 2 of them locally closed. And so it's just like, holy crap, what's going on? But at the same time, you see like Traxxas is doing completely new stuff. Red Cat's doing new stuff. You see other people coming in with new products that look pretty awesome and are exciting. And so you have that hope on the other hand too. HPI's kind of picked back up some of the stuff. They were MIA for a while, and their venture just hit it big. So pretty much sold out, hard to get your hands on. And ESPRC says it will never die. I'm with you, man. Says they do an axial actually, but probably not for long. Bright future ahead for RC industry, and a big part of that is the scale community. Keep your faith, brother. Yeah, man. I got tons of faith about it. I just, I'm bummed when I saw and I read what Ozzy RC Playground was saying with Vaz, and he was, in a tough spot. So, and one of the first channels along with ESP when I first got into the hobby 4 years ago, and RC Sparks, Harley Designs, ESP, Ozzy RC, and Jang. Those are the big ones that I was really, really following and watching a lot of, along with a bunch of other ones in there. But those were the ones that were, consistently posting content that I was watching, because of the commitment they had to posting regular videos. And so, to see where Vaz is, where it's like, man, that's like a milestone to get up to, and then to just see it as just kind of a bummer. But I definitely see bright things coming ahead. I think that, there's enough people interested, and there's enough people doing their own stuff, and there's a lot of custom manufacturers making parts, smaller scale, direct to consumer. And so it's just that the model's changing. It's kind of like Blockbuster, my kids don't even know what Blockbuster is, man. They're all about Netflix and Redbox, So times change, and sometimes the offerings that go away aren't as good as the offerings that replace them. So I'm not worried. But it still is tough when you see like that, you know, that blockbuster, that thing that's at the top, and it's, you know, kind of changing course, and it makes you wonder what's going on. You know, luckily we do have something that's kind of got some footing with the Hobby Town A main. We got several hobby towns in the area here, so I have something locally I can shop at. Unfortunately, they are in strip malls and they don't have tracks or anything like that. But as long as you know, people have something to congregate around and they're putting on events, even if it's not necessarily at their store, but they're getting behind the hobby locally, I think, you know, there's definitely good stuff going. Christy agree. Receipt is making some good products. Take the ground pounder behind you, for example. That's a great looking truck. Yeah, man. Buck Val, he did some awesome work with this. He was in here earlier. Maybe an awesome custom body for this thing. I love it. It's one of my favorite trucks. Well, you guys have seen how I drive, so I'm scared to death to drive it. I'll be honest. All right, man. So RC Hunter's out. Quite a few people, probably because we've been running now for hour 47. So RC hour's gone. RC hour 45. And lots of great interaction in here. Lots of funny interaction in here. But I think, you know, I think overall, I think the hobby is still in a good place. You know, it's going to change and morph a little bit, like some people have said. It's going to have a whole new audience and base behind it. And you'll have enough pillars in there to keep it going that, you know, it's just going to ebb and flow like life does. And, you know, it just needs new people to breathe new life into it. And I think we're seeing that. I think we're seeing it through Traxxas coming into the scale scene in a real way, you know, not the Telluride, but, you know, going with the TRX4 and some of the stuff that they're pushing and making more mainstream is pretty cool. So not everybody's a Traxxas fan, but they're still pushing and making other people get on their feet and create. And so that's good. People are having some autocorrect issues. James Price saying time to break it out in Richmond. It may be what I have to run in Richmond. I need to get some lock. I need to lock out the rear steer though. Yeah, we've got a good group of people in here, guys. That's the one thing I do love about the RC hobby is the people that are involved with it, and you get lots of good people coming in and going out at the same time. And you know, there's a great community in it. The trail scene has really awesome community in the way that you can walk and be together, you know, help each other out. It's not quite the competitive as the racing, where it can be a little more cutthroat, but you still find really good people in there. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm glad I was able to actually get live again because it's been a while because of the whole, you know, sickness stuff going around. But yeah, we're gonna be here. You know, whether or not I'm doing it full time or I'm just finding time to do it, I'm committed right now to doing videos for you guys, helping to try and grow some of the community, help bring you guys together. And something like this, you know, like you guys should be, like I said, hooking each other up and subbing like you're doing, you know, talking to each other through the comments. We're going to do a Google Hangout live soon. But you guys got to like come in and be a part of it, because you say you want it and then I do it, and then most people stay in the comments as well anyway, but I don't have enough prepared because I plan on looking at your stuff and your trucks. So plan to maybe be in a Google Hangout here soon, and we'll do that. So somebody's saying, Alex Springman, who made the big kahuna truck in your monster truck videos? That was actually, so there was a woman driving that one, but she had bought it from somebody. Who was it that she bought it from? It was one of the bigger guys over at the Solid Axle Monster Mayhem, who's also local-ish. Adam. I don't know. I know a lot of the body work is done by Justin's Customs, but that thing was customized all throughout. So, but yeah, Justin's Wraps, you guys should check out if you're looking for custom monster truck bodies. That's who did the Northern Nightmare here, which I actually bought used from somebody else. I think he might have had two of them, but anyway, this guy that I got this from has some awesome rigs. But Dollar Hobbies, which is just checked in. That's awesome. How's it going? And Aiden says, always late to the streams. Yeah, we're actually just getting ready to jump out here. Michael says, love the channel. Keep up the good work. Night, morning from the UK. When's the next live chat? Or probably, I said I was going to try and do a Google Hangout tomorrow night, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So that's New York time. I don't know what time that is there. Might be early morning for you. But hoping to do one where people can join in and jump in and show their stuff instead of me just talking. So those ones, if there's not a lot of people jumping in, don't go as long because I come with less prepared to talk about because I'm hoping that people will join in and talk. So if not, maybe we'll talk about beef tubes and the big problem I've got with my SMT 10s that I got to fix. So Dollar Hobby says, nothing much, just saw there's a live feed. Huge fan of the channel. Well, that's awesome. There's a lot of great RCers in here. Probably a lot of people that shop and get stuff from you guys. And so that's awesome. John Doniker, what's up? Tony Norfolk here. Not far, man. So you're up late, too. I don't even know what time it is. Rocking midnight now here, I guess. Seeing we've been going an hour 52. Maybe we'll just stretch it for 8 more minutes. See if we can get that 2-hour thing going. I got a little bit of a late start, so 2 hours is give me like 12 a.m., 12:05 a.m. How's it going, John? Are you gonna are you doing any of the monster truck stuff? You gonna head to Richmond here? Hit up the No Limit RC. Hey, Dollar Hobbies, you got any hardened steel ring and pinion gears for the SMT 10s? I need to buy some. I'm trying to find somebody that has something in stock. I know the axial ones are sold out just about everywhere, but I need something that fits in that AR-60 axial wraith. But I don't want it to be locked. Aiden says 9 where he's at. Or yeah. John says just got the Arma Outcast. Let's go bash. Yeah, man, you got to take it. Have you taken it up to Ipswich yet? We can break some stuff. They're opening up something. Dollar Hobby says they're opening up something for all us Midwest guys. That's awesome. 5 a.m. in UK, RC Hunter says, ouch. Everybody hit him up. He's heading out, but click on his name there. You can subscribe to RC Hunter. He's got 1.3K subs going. That's a pretty good sub count for, he says he's only been doing it for a year. That's pretty awesome. So, that's good numbers. So, anyway. Roger, you and I are both supposed to be asleep. I got to get up early and do some schooling with my kids. Dollar Hobbies, I can also check on the website. I've just been so busy. I need the parts, and they're not pulling up easily anywhere. And I just need to find it and the gear ratio that I want to, because there's different variations on the gear, and I just want the stock standard one. I'm not looking to pump any extra speed out of that thing. It's already getting me in trouble with the speed. But that's what I need, is I need that ring and pinion for that, and I might just redo all the diffs while I'm in there. But all right, guys. Well, I am gonna call it. We're 1:55 in, hour 55 minutes for what was supposed to be an hour-long chat, but it's way good. It's cool. I'm good with it. It's way easier to do this than to jump in and have to constantly be responding to comments or questions or Facebook messages. So when I can come here and answer questions, it's more fun, first of all, but it probably takes less time actually than the amount of time I spend answering questions, going in. And actually, if Kyle's in here, I checked the Bison specs for him, and it's a 3 by 25 millimeter screw that he needs for his shock mounts. So Dollar Hobby says lots of great new changes coming. That's awesome. John's asking, do I have any big armored trucks? I don't, but I got a Revo I can bash with your Outcast. And I just got the Team Magic E5HX, which should be fun probably to run with the Outcast as well. James, man, see you later. Hope you're feeling better, man. I know you were under the weather too. Aiden, you got to keep looking, man. They've got the 12428 metal diffs. You definitely want that. For those WL toys, you definitely want to go metal diff if you're going to replace it anyway. Hobby says they're opening a storefront and track in Minnesota in a few months. Hey, are you guys anywhere over there by Freestyle RC? I make the custom monster truck stuff. They had just opened a little track I saw there. Roger says I look tired. Man, I spend way too many late nights working on videos and stuff. I was up till 2 a.m. last night editing one of the videos. And then today I was learning how to use this PC to edit videos. I haven't used Premiere, the latest version yet, and so I was just trying to get some of it down. It wasn't a big deal, but definitely a slower process for me because it's not what I've edited in hardcore for the last 6 years. So small, minor slowdowns, but overall it works the same way. But the shortcuts and all that are just keyed differently, and so I can't use the shortcuts. And I'm trying to make my brain change to what shortcuts Premiere uses. And exporting is just a nightmare compared to Final Cut. All right, guys. Well, that wraps it up for our hour and now 59-minute episode. As always, guys, super thankful for the community that you guys bring through the YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. I'm always here to try and answer questions wherever I can. I don't always know all the answers to everything. I'm in it now 4 years, but some people have been in it for 15, 20, 30 years. So I'm shocked actually by how much I know after we watched some of those old videos from when I first started the channel in 2015. And so lots has changed in the last 3 to 4 years. And my knowledge about the cars has changed. But yeah, I mean, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what shock oils I like running front, rear, depending on the truck and how I want it to handle. And, a lot of it's trial and error. So sometimes I Google it just like you guys do, see what other people are running, because I'm not sure what I want to handle based on the size of the trucks. And, weights are always different between the different trucks. And I got so many cars right now that it's hard for me to have that number down in my head. And I should write stuff down that I don't always write down. So I know exactly what I'm running in them all, but I don't because it's just one more slow down thing. But anyway, guys, I hope that you guys are having fun RC, and hopefully you're not sick like I've been for the last 3 weeks. And, hopefully you're getting some runtime in with your RCs, whether you're in the snow or the sun or the rain, driving them across lakes like people are doing these days. It's all awesome, guys. A lot of fun. So anyway, have fun RCing. We'll catch you all next time.